All right, here we go. Another day, another repair. Let's get after it. We got Mr. Ralph's 2018 GMC Canyon, I believe is what these are called, right? I don't know. It's like the Denali version of a Colorado. I think it's a Canyon. But what's weird about this thing that's not super common is that little logo right there. This is the 2.8 liter Duramax diesel, which are meh, kind of. It's got 120,000 miles on it. He called me, had to tow it over here, so he tried to start it, and it wouldn't start. I got over there, put my scanner on it, and we do not have a crank signal. So we're going to get up in the air. We're going to look over the harness on this crank position sensor, but we're going to expect that the Reluctor wheel is probably broken like they do so often, and we're going to have to pull the trans to fix it. But either way, I will walk you through it. So let's go ahead and get a solid diagnosis, and then we will pick up on what we got to do to repair it. All right, here we are. So I got the vehicle up in the air. If you are doing this at home, you're obviously jacking up in your driveway, but let's get in here and figure out what exactly is causing this issue. So if you come back here, you have your oil drain plug on your oil pan. This plug right here, strapped to this big plastic doodadder, is your crank position sensor. So you'll see this wire should be pressed up in this little thing. Sometimes, ow, right in the thumb ski, man. Sometimes these wires will chafe. Look at this one, it's just buttoned right in to the oil pan. So we're gonna unplug it. You pull this red tab back, squeeze down with your finger, slide it out. Now let's make sure this plug hasn't rubbed through or hit the oil pan right there, and it has not. We don't see any other chafing down the sensor itself. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna take a 10mm ratchet wrench, and we're gonna take this bolt out and this bolt out here, and then we're gonna try and drop this and wiggle it back out of here. Okay, here we go. Both 10mm are out of there. So now we're going to fish this down and try and get it kind of out of the way. Oh, let's see what we can see up in there. Holy guacamole. All right, so this cross member literally blocks our view entirely. So we're gonna take it out. Yep, that's what we're gonna do. Looks like these are 18mm, so we're gonna go ahead and shoot off all 4 of these and pull this cross member out. All right, so I got the bolts out. There's 18mm on both sides, the nut and the bolt. You have to hold it with a wrench. I use the big impact. Before I pry it out of there, I'm gonna put the jack up in the front just to support it. I've taken a million of these out, but it always makes me nervous. The frame's gonna flex. I don't know why. It's never done it before, and it likely won't this time, but just in case. And I don't know what that'll do, but it'll just make me feel better, okay? But to do so, we're gonna pull these 15mm on this skid plate here. There's 4 of them, but we also need to be able to get up to the crank bolt anyway to rotate it if it's what I think the problem is. So let me pop this puppy off, then I'll get this jack in place, and then we will pry that cross member out and see what we can see. Okay, the 15 mils came out. There's a second little skid plate here with 3 more 15s that go here, center, and on the outside. That came out, so I can lift right here on this bar. That gives us access up there to the crank bolt, and now I feel comfortable to pop this bar out. So we want to come up in here and just pry this puppy out of there if we can. Oh, there it went. Ah, just a little gummy. Now I'll just do that same thing to the other side. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. Okay, with that sucker out of our way, we need to get way up in there with an 8mm, it looks like, and take this crank sensor out. Guys, I just used a 1/4" drive with a really long extension. It was a 7mm, not an 8. The 8s are around it, but the one holding this crank sensor in is a 7. So this is the actual sensor itself. So you'll see that 7mm worked its way out. It was a little bit stuck in there, so you had to reach up and grab the bottom of the cable and give it a little pop, but it popped right out of there. So now this is gonna be a 2-person task to make this somewhat speedy. But I really, really hope you can maybe see up in there on this camera, but you're essentially looking right through the hole where the crank sensor was, and you'll see there's a material in there. And as you turn the crank over, it's going to come across. And you're looking for a broken chunk of that to be missing. If that's the case, we know that's the problem. If that's not the case, then it could be the crank sensor itself has failed. And we can just swap that out right now and put everything back together. And this is easy peasy lemon squeezy. So let me get some help to rotate this crank and then we will inspect it. All right, I'm gonna do my best to get you a shot of this sucker on this GoPro here. Hopefully this video, you can see it. But when I slowly rotated it over, I actually did it on my own, and I just watched it while I reached over and rotated the crank slowly. And you'll see there's a big chunk of the magnetic strip missing, right, looking up through that hole. It's very evident. You can just see solid metal, no more magnetic strip. So now that is how we know that they call it a bunch of different things. It's an exciter wheel, it's a reluctor wheel, it's an ignition timing wheel, whatever you want to call it. It's come apart. We need to replace it, which means tomorrow's project is removing the transmission, replacing that wheel, and putting the transmission back in. I'm probably going to leave it right here, knowing we got to pull this trans tomorrow, and I'll make this its own video, so if you want to diagnose it, and then you can make a decision whether or not you want to go into the repair or not. But my next video coming up will be pulling the transmission and actually fixing this. That's a pretty tough task to do in a driveway, but it is doable if you're trying to save some money and do it yourself. Otherwise, you can at least diagnose it and know exactly what the problem is, so nobody gives you the runaround. But that anybody can do. I mean, that was easy enough, right? That was a handful of bolts that came out, and that's about it. So hopefully this helps somebody out. Hit the thumbs up if it does, and subscribe if you want to see more.